feel like I should start today's video infomercial style. Are you afraid to invest in your business? Is your business struggling? Do you have no money in your bank account? Try investing in your business. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 big investments. I'm actually going to big because they weren't that big looking back. The 3 big investments I made in my first 3 years of business and the ROI, which means return on investment, that I received. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I know for me, all of those years ago, when I made that first investment in myself, in my business, it was so scary. And I know that so many of my students struggle with this because it's like hard to invest in yourself because you don't know how it's going to turn out and it's not familiar. It's familiar to be like, oh my God, I see this awesome designer purse on sale. No hesitation, you're buying it. Like you're buying it. Oh my God, it's the last pair of fabulous shoes and they're in my size. No hesitation for you to make that investment in yourself. Really, it's in your wardrobe. But if something of a similar price point flies across your way, that's like, hey, if you read this book, it'll change your life. Books, a little bit easier to spend money on. This seminar, this course, this coach, this retreat, you're like, I got to think about this. I got to think about this forever and never do it. Once you get over that hump of being able to find the courage, because you need courage to be able to make those investments, and then you start to see that they actually pay off, that there's actually a greater return on the investment, it becomes easier to make investments. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, making investments in your business is one of the key levers you can pull to increase your success because it helps you learn more. It helps you grow more. It helps you shortcut more. So we have to start getting in a place where we can make different types of investments in their business. So I thought it might be helpful to hear from me real examples of times I invested in my business and how that turned out. And it was actually really fun to come up with this video because you get to look back and be like, wow, I can't believe I was tripping. And then it helps me now currently to make investments to be like, yeah, I'm going to laugh about even like wavering about that in a year or 2 years or 5 years, who knows? So the very first investment that I made in my styling career was for a 1-day styling course. This 1-day styling course was $280. $280 seemed so much. It seemed like the most money ever. And my bank account agreed because my bank account was like real low, probably empty. So I mustered up the courage to spend $280 to spend a full day learning how to become a stylist. Do you know what my ROI was, what my outcome was? I later became the CEO and co-owner of that company. Not only that, I launched my career, which you can see how that turned out. It turned out pretty darn well. A $280 investment that scared the shit out of me later turned into co-owning a company, being the co-founder, being the CEO, and making millions of dollars. Really glad I spent that $280. The next investment was $1,500 for me to join a mastermind for entrepreneurs. So at this time in my business, I think I was maybe like about a year, maybe 2 years into my business at this point. I was really struggling because my friends didn't get me. I didn't have any other friends who were entrepreneurs. So they'd be going out on Friday night and I'd be like, no, I need to stay home because I need to work on my business. Or no, I'm not spending extra money because I need to invest in my business. And they're like, well, you're weird. Or I'd be super stressed out. Oh my God, my assistant is like XYZ happened and this, that, and whatever. And they wouldn't get it. I had no one to talk to, no one to relate to. So a friend of mine was like, hey, I heard of this organization that you could join for entrepreneurs. I said, I looked it up. You have to make $1 million or more. I don't make $1 million or more at the time. And she said, no, they have an incubator program if you're making $250,000 a year up to right under $1 million, like you could qualify to join. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. So I joined. I mean, I had so many benefits from that investment, but one of the best ROIs was I met my mentor, my first business mentor. I had mentors before for just like life stuff. And this mentor brought in $25 million a year in his business. $25 million a year in his business. Actually, I met two mentors. One made $33 million, other made $25 million a year. But the one that makes 25 is still my mentor to this day. His knowledge alone, I can't even quantify, how much I got out of that. And after 2.5 years in this incubator program, my company hit the $1 million mark. And then I was in the $1 million club, section of the club for 7 years. 7 years. And I was the president for 2 years. So $1,500 really paid off. Third investment that I made was $5,000 for 1 day of business coaching. One of the mentors that I met from that previous investment, he was like, hey, your confidence is like super low when it comes to business. I think you have a lot more work you need to do on your mindset. Let me suggest this coach. So I talked to the coach. I'll never forget the phone conversation. I was crying because she just got it. She just got me. She got all my problems. She was like, here's how I can solve them. I'm like, yes, I need it. How much is it? She was like, $5,000 and we'll spend 1 day together. And I was like, pardon? But I knew I needed it. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have this money, but I know I need to spend it. I know I need to invest. And I did it. After working with her, and it's not like people are going to DM me, who is she? It's not just because it was her. Any sort of mentor, coach, trainer can get you to this place, but it's that mental hurdle you have to jump of like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to learn this missing link that this person can help fuse this together. So after working with her, I was stuck in my business at making $350,000 a year. I couldn't seem to budge past that number. Immediately, almost immediately. Not like, oh, we finished working and then I looked at my bank account. Almost immediately, I jumped from $350,000 to $1 million a year. So it's like looking back on these investments that sound so scary. In the beginning, it was scary as hell to spend $300. Then it was scary to spend $1,500. Then it was scary to spend $5,000. But to look and be like, ooh, it opened this door. I met this person. It made this revenue spike. It did this. It did this. Then it's like it's nothing. So since then, I have been able to invest, tens of thousands of dollars in seminars, in coaches, in courses, because I know that if I apply myself, if I do the work, I'm going to get the results and I'm going to get an ROI on these investments. So I hope this video is helpful for anyone who's struggling in their business and knows in their heart they have to make that leap. It's take the course, it's hire the coach, it's do the thing, it's go to the seminar. Hopefully this is going to help you see this is what business owners do. We always have to take a risk, and oftentimes we're going to work to make sure there's a reward. Yes, there has been some investments in my business where I did not get a return and I lost money, but we're always playing this game. So it doesn't matter. It's like, well, these panned out crazy. So if one didn't, okay, on to the next one. So let me know in the comments below if this video was helpful, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a personal stylist. Would love to hear about it. And please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video, and I'll see you in the next one.